Okay. For practice this week, for our physical focus, I wanted to move in the direction of shoulder opening and hip opening, moving towards bird of paradise. You don't need to move into bird of paradise today, but there will be the opportunity to do so if you want. And then for heart space intention, I watch like bad reality TV sometimes, like the dating shows. And I think it's like the part of me that went to school for a minute for psychology, like understanding and watching human behavior is very fascinating to me. Um, and while we were watching this like terrible show last night, Marcus turns to me, he's like, all of these people are always like thinking about what this person can do for them. None of them are like, this is what I can do for this person. And I think that's super applicable actually to like how we move through the world. Like so often we are asking like, what is the world offering to me? And what cards am I being dealt versus what am I offering to the people around me? What am I offering to the spaces that I move through? What am I offering to my communities? And I think so often we start to recognize that when we offer, when we are of service, like that's actually the most incredible gift to ourselves is giving of ourselves to others, and that we maybe notice that our cup fills a little bit fuller through that versus just relying on what we receive to be fulfilled. So, in our yoga practice, we have this opportunity to be of service to ourselves, to really intimately connect to our bodies and our breath and our hearts and our minds. And then through that deeper connection, that intimacy within our inner world that is cultivated when we're on our yoga mats, we have this depth that we can take out into the world and be of service to others with. Yeah, so our yoga practice is truly this like place where we get to tune in and learn and observe. And then all of those insights that we receive here on the four corners of our yoga mat are really incredible tools that we can offer to others, right? Sometimes the mindfulness component that we practice here in this space is something that is accessible no matter where you're at, and something that others benefit from just by the energy that we move into their sphere with. So anyhow, thinking about how can I be of service to others and how can my yoga practice prepare me to be of the best service to those around me. With that though, we're gonna start in Shavasana, just laying down. So go ahead and take a moment to settle into your space. As you start to make your way to your yoga mat, maybe closing down your eyes and drawing your focus inward. First, starting with the layer of your body and the sensation of resting into the support of the earth. Can you feel into every point of contact between your body and the earth below? Can you allow your body to drop a little bit deeper into that support? Feel yourself melt into the embrace of your yoga mat and the steadiness of the earth below. And then begin to deepen your breath down into that connection. Visualizing your inhale rooting you into the earth. And feel how your exhale is this invitation to release and to arrive a little bit more completely. And through physical sensation in your breath, you allow a sense of grounding to settle you. And as you continue to deepen your breath, starting to notice the movements in your heart space and mind this morning. Just noticing what's present with you as you step into the space of your practice. Starting to lean into that seat of mindful observation and witnessing awareness. That clear-minded noticing that allows us to look inward with clarity and honesty, to really see what's showing up for ourselves. And as you continue to check in, maybe asking yourself how your yoga practice can support you in being of service to the world around you. How yoga practice can provide for you the tools, the maybe energetic balancing that's going to allow you to move through the world in a really giving and loving way. And perhaps there's an intention that forms from that inquiry. And as you draw that intention forward, option to bring your hands to your heart. And we'll find 3 rounds of cleansing breath. So just when you're ready, go ahead and take a deep, deep inhale. Fill up your lungs all the way. And then open mouth exhale, let that breath go. As you're ready, another deep breath in. Feel the expansiveness of your inhale. And an open mouth exhale to release. At your own pace, one more time, a deep breath through your nose. An open mouth cleansing exhale, let it go. Start to seal your lips. Take a deep breath through your nose. With your lips sealed, Ujjayi, exhale through your nose. As you continue with your Ujjayi breath, reach your hands up and overhead, finding your full body stretch. Take a moment to create some circles through your ankles and your wrists. And start to bring both of your knees into your chest. As you pull your thighs towards you, find a little sway from side to side, just checking in to notice how your spine feels today. And then start to make your way into a figure 4. Right ankle is going to stack on top of your left thigh. As you create the figure 4 shape in your legs, you can either land your left foot down to the earth, or you can bring that whole figure 4 towards your heart, maybe reaching to the back of your left leg for a little bit of leverage in your opening. Flex your right ankle, take a little sway from side to side. And send a deep breath down into the space of your right hip. And as you exhale, keep the figure 4 shape in your legs, but finding a figure 4 twist, tip your right foot to the earth on the left side of your yoga mat. So as that figure 4 falls to your left side, the sole of your right foot might ground, but think about moving your right knee forward and away. So your right knee is pointing to the ceiling. Your left hand might reach down to grab the outside of your right ankle. And an option here, as you flex your right ankle, to think about energetically squaring your hip bones to the sky. Maybe you press the outside of your right ankle forward into the resistance of your left thigh. And take one more cycle of breath here, just feeling that hip opening through your right glute. Then as you're ready to come back to center, unwinding your legs, take a moment in happy baby. So this can be Hands to your knees, just letting your knees fall wide. If you want to, you can reach up to your ankles or to your feet. As you root your back body to the earth, take a nice big breath in. And as you exhale, figure for your left ankle on your right thigh, just finding second side. And we'll start with our traditional figure four. You decide on the depth, the right foot can be rooted, or perhaps that whole figure four draws close. As you flex your left ankle, you can stay in stillness or explore a little bit of a rock from left to right. Just starting to feel into the space of your hips and the sensation of opening through your lower body. Then take one more deep inhale. And then follow your exhale into your figure four twist. Let that whole figure four fall towards your right. Then maybe your right hand grabs your left foot or ankle. You might keep the flex to your left ankle as you think about moving your left knee forward, your left hip back towards the earth. Maybe press the outside of your left ankle into your right thigh to create a little bit of a deeper, more active opening. As you reach your breath down into the stretch, down to the sensation, notice where else you can soften as well. So maybe through your shoulders or your jaw. Maybe noticing if this side feels different than the first. And just take one more deep breath in. One more really slow and steady exhale out. We'll start to come back to center. And as you unwind your legs and bring your knees to your heart, begin to find your way up to your tabletop pose. The option for a couple of rocks the length of your spine, or however you'd like to make your way up to your tabletop. As you find your way into our tabletop, firm foundation, fingers nice and wide. Use your next inhale to guide you into your cow pose. Let your belly fall to the earth, and upward scoop through your heart and your tailbone. And then on your exhale, tuck through your tail and begin to round your spine, push the earth away to find cat. Let your chin tuck, head become heavy. We'll go twice more. Inhale, cow pose. Drawing your rib cage forward away from your pelvis, and then as you exhale, press and curl to your cat pose. Feel your front ribs draw up and in. Last cycle, breath into cow. Feel your sits bones spread wide. Then exhale to cat, articulating all the movements along your spine. So you come back through neutral. Go ahead and take your hands wider than your yoga mat. We're going to sit up for a tabletop gecko pose. So your hands go wide. You might bring your hands a little bit closer to your knees here. On your fingertips, right, shoulders slide forward about in line with your wrists. Take a breath in. As you exhale, dive your sternum down towards the earth. As you reach your sternum to your yoga mat, press through your fingertips. And then elbows are nice and high here. Think about reaching your elbows to the width of the room. So can you stretch your left elbow energetically to the left and your right elbow energetically to the right. From here, inhale to rise to your center. We're going to find a twist now. As you exhale, dip your right shoulder to the midline of your yoga mat and look over to the left side of the room. Elbows high, shoulders out of ears. So you press your finger pads, inhale up through center. And exhale, second side. Left shoulder is going to dip toward the middle of your yoga mat. Look over to the right side of the room. Follow your next inhale through the midline. And as we exhale, we'll plant our palms for downward facing dog. Tuck your toes and begin to send your hips up and back. And take a moment here to find a slow pedal of each foot towards the earth. So you begin to wake up through your hamstrings, the backs of your legs. And from your downward facing dog, begin to take a walk to the top of your yoga mat into your forward fold. Maybe offer some softness to your knees as you relax your belly to your thighs. Allow your head to hang heavy, so try to release any tension from your neck here. As you release your head nice and heavy, find that strong upward energy through your tailbone. Root down to the four corners of your feet. And then inhale to your halfway lift as you drive through your feet, begin to extend through your spine. Tailbone continues to lift up as you stretch the crown of your head actively forward, shoulders out of ears. On your exhale, soften, forward fold. We'll inhale to rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana, maybe a circle sweep as you reach up high. As you exhale, soften your knees a little bit and find goddess arms, elbows go wide. With your inhale, reach tall again, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, soften your knees and hinge forward to your forward fold. Take a half lift on your breath in, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, find your high plank pose, plant your hands and step your feet back. Light up through your entire front line, feel your thighs start to engage, your front ribs draw in. As you create that navel to spine connection and push the earth away, reconnect back to your Ujjayi breath. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. On your next inhale, find a little shift forward. Try to keep your thighs, your core engaged as you exhale to your belly. Maybe your knees lower to the earth for support. Maybe they stay lifted for more challenge. And then as you arrive to the earth, untuck your toes. Inhale to your low cobra. Anchor through the tops of your feet and invite your heart forward and up. Now, as you breathe out, think about reaching your elbows back and towards the center line of your body. As your elbows hug to your spine, can you feel that engagement at the back of your armpits? Take one more breath here, toenails press into the earth. And as you breathe out, lower it down. Press to your child's pose just for a moment. Shift your hips back to your heels and lengthen through your spine. Take a nice big breath in and slow exhale. We'll slide back into downward facing dog, moving through your tabletop, tuck your toes and press your pelvis up and back. On your inhale, lift to your tippy toes. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees, step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. With your inhale, take your halfway lift, lengthen, strengthen. And then as you exhale, forward fold, let it go. Big breath in, circle sweep high, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, find your goddess arms, elbows open. Pausing here, take a nice big breath in. Your shoulder blades are lifting your sternum as you press your elbows back and wide. Now let your hands fall to interlace behind you. We're going to go right thumb on top of left. So you can have your elbows bent and just be drawing your elbows back and towards center, kind of like we did in our low cobra. Or you might decide to start to lengthen through your arms. Feel your shoulders and your ears separate. And a little bit of length through the nape of your neck. And then see how it feels to lift your sternum, lift your chin, deep inhale. As you exhale, soften your knees and hinge forward to your forward fold. Maybe keeping this bind as you dive towards the earth. You can think about creating space between your shoulders and your ears. Maybe you draw the heels of your hands a little bit closer together. Take a breath in. As you exhale, release and find high plank. Step your feet back. From our plank, we'll inhale to shift forward. Knees up or down. Engage through your front body, exhale to the earth. So keep your quads active as you lower to your yoga mat. Untucking your toes, strong through your legs. Inhale to a low or maybe a high cobra this time. Feeling the engagement through your seat and along your spine as you lift. Take one more inhale, pulling your ribcage forward and through. And as you exhale, lower all the way down. This time we're going to find our upward facing dog. Deep breath in. So you send energy through your legs, lengthen your arms and float your thighs. And as you breathe out, it's downward facing dog, hips to the sky. We're going to take one more sun A. So with an inhale, heels lift. Exhale, forward fold, step or hop to the top. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Think about leaning forward as you stretch the crown of your head to the front of the room. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. We circle sweep to stand with our breath in. Exhale to your goddess arms. Pause for your inhale. And as you exhale, hands interlace behind you. Let's go left thumb on top this time. Take a moment to choose your variation. Again, you can explore lengthening to the nape of your neck, a tuck of your chin. And also explore the lift of your chin to open your throat. Full inhale. And as you exhale, hinge forward to your forward fold. Head relaxes heavy towards the earth. Lengthen through your arms, take a big breath in. And exhale to your high plank. Once you find a strong plank position, use your inhale to shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. This time lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to find your up dog or your cobra. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog, hips go up and back. You're a down dog, take a big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale, release. We're going to inhale, right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Press through your hands and lift up through your core to draw your energy up and back. Take an inhale. And exhale, warrior one. We're going to step our right foot forward. Left foot rotates down towards about a 45-degree angle. So we square our hips to the front of our yoga mat, press your feet and root to rise. Virabhadrasana 1. Also taking a moment here, adjusting your feet as much as you need to. Okay, since our warrior 1, we're squaring our hips energetically forward. Your back leg, right? Your stance rather might be a little bit shorter and wider. And send energy down through your back leg. And then a lift through your chest, deep breath in. As you exhale, goddess your arms, elbows open wide just like we did before. Pause for your inhale. On your exhale, hands interlace behind you, right thumb goes on top. Big breath in, lift your chest. As you exhale, humble warrior, option to dive down towards the inside of your right thigh. So you can relax your head as you engage through your core. Hugging your outer right hip, maybe committing to the lunge again. Begin to root through your feet, engage through your center. And as you slowly start to rise up, punch your knuckles towards the back of your yoga mat. Once your heart is lifted, release your hands. We're going to open to a warrior 2 and a little heel toe action through your back foot. Adjust your front foot as much as you need. From your warrior 2, inhale to reverse your triangle. Lengthen through your right leg and reach your right hand high. And on breath out, we'll make our way into side angle pose. Within side angle pose, you have the option to stay in traditional side angle. Otherwise, you might start to find a half bind. So as you start to flip your thumb down towards the earth, finding internal rotation, you can take the back of your left hand to your low back, or you might start to work your left fingers to your right hip crease. Maybe settling your right hip, your right seat a little bit closer to the earth to bring your right thigh bone maybe a little bit more parallel to your yoga mat. Pressing away through your right elbow, or you can also bring your right arm on the inside of your right thigh for a little bit more spice. So you feel your right knee pressing wide towards the wall behind you. Can you wrap your right hip forward and underneath you? We're going to start to reverse our triangle again. So push the earth away. You can keep the half bind as you tip up and back. Then moving through your star pose, all 10 toes turn forward, reach high. Facing the long edge of your yoga mat, bend your left knee for a side lunge. Hands can come to heart center. Take an inhale. You can also have your hands to the earth. As we exhale, take a low lunge to the back of the room. So turn all 10 toes to your left. You're on your right tippy toes, square to the back of your yoga mat. Cow lunge, right knee's gonna come towards a hover. Lengthen your heart forward and through as you melt your hips towards the earth. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, begin to lean into your left foot as you push your left foot, gentle standing splits. Send your right toes towards the sky. For today, we're gonna open our hips. As your head becomes heavy, any amount of softness through your left knee here, your left leg does not need to be straight. We're going to bend our right knee and open our hip just like we did in our downward facing dog. Think standing splits at a fire hydrant. Take one more big breath in. As you exhale, we're moving to a high plank. Bend your left knee and step your right foot to the back of your yoga mat. And then plant your palms and step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. In your high plank, inhale to shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower to your belly. As you untuck your toes, we're going to find our shoulder stretch here. So send your right arm long to the right. So your right elbow and your right hand are in line with your right shoulder. Right palm is planted to the earth. You're going to gecko your left fingertips to your yoga mat like we did in our tabletop at the beginning. And then bend your left heel towards your seat. You're going to start to roll onto your right side body, opening towards your left elbow. Relax your head to the ground. Press down through your right palm gently. And then as you spread your shoulder blades wide, think about pressing through your left fingertips to slide your left shoulder back towards your right hand. So big openness through your chest. Take one more inhale. And then strong through your core as you exhale, slowly roll to your belly. Sending both legs long. We'll go directly to second side. So left arm's gonna go to the left. Gecko your right arm. Bend your right heel towards your seat like a little hamstring curl. And start to roll onto your left side body, opening your chest to the right. Now, press your left palm into the ground. And as you find that gentle press of your left palm into the earth, you stretch your collarbones across your chest. Slide your right shoulder back towards your left hand. Take one more inhale. And then exhale to roll to your belly once again. Hands will come to frame your rib cage, preparing for upward facing dog. As you inhale, strong legs, strong core, upward facing dog. On your exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to make our way back around. So with your breath in, left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. On your exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Squeezing through your seat and your core, take an inhale. And then step your left foot forward for warrior one on exhale. Rotate your right heel to the earth, that 45-degree angle-ish. As you square your hips forward, root to rise, Virabhadrasana 1. You can always use your hands to kind of feel where your pelvis is. Again, it doesn't need to be exact. You send big energy down through your right leg, rooted through your right heel. Reach up through your hardened hands. Invite an inhale into your body. Then exhale to goddess your arms, elbows open wide. From here, you're going to bring your hands to interlace behind you, left thumb on top of right. So just like before, elbows can be bent. Reaching your elbows back and in, or your arms can be long. Inhale to puff your heart up to the sky. As you exhale, you can stay lifted or dive forward to humble warrior. Think about lengthening forward first, staying committed to your lunge, and then dive towards your inner left leg. Strong through both of your legs, relax your head as much as you can. And then recruit your core strength for stability. Hugging your outer left hip to the midline. Begin to press through your feet. Reach back through your knuckles and slowly inhale to rise. Big push through your legs. Then exhale, release your arms. And then start to windmill open into your warrior two, adjusting your feet as needed. Good. From our warrior two, we're going to inhale to reverse our triangle. Give that left hip a moment to release. And exhale to your side angle pose. Maybe starting with elbow to thigh. Now can we let our hips drop a little bit? Think about plugging your left thigh bone into your pelvis. It's going to help create more length to your left side. Your sternum is still reaching forward and away. If you want to, you might start to find your half bind. So again, you can just bring the back of your right hand to your low back, or perhaps your right fingertips can find their way to your left hip crease. Again, encouraging that depth through your left hip. Collarbones are spreading actively wide here, front ribs draw in. Your sternum is rotating to the ceiling just like it would in a side angle. And then make sure here, especially make sure your core is strong, because with this half bind, there's a tendency for us to flare our ribs open. Yeah? Hips are moving towards the wall that we're facing, heart's leaning back towards the wall behind us. Well, with or without your half bind, begin to press the earth away and lengthen your left arm. Reversing through your triangle, we'll inhale through star pose. All 10 toes, the long edge of your yoga mat. Exhale to bend your right knee for side lunge, so hands to heart or maybe the earth. Take one inhale here, and then exhale to turn to your right, low lunge to the front of your yoga mat. Left knee will sink to hover for your cow lunge. Maybe squeezing through your left glute, press through your left toes, and then feel your left knee reach back in space. With as little momentum as possible from your muscular strength, drive into your right foot. Gentle standing splits left leg towards the sky. Allow your hips to open, using your outer left glute energy to lift your left leg high. See if you can relax your head and then bend your left knee and pull your left heel towards your right glute. Remember, your right leg does not need to be straight. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, we're headed to our high plank. Bend into your right knee and step your left toes back. And as you plant through your palms, right toes meet your left. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to your belly, slow and strong. When you arrive, untucking your toes. We're going to start with our left arm. So you can either send your left arm wide like we did before. For a different sensation, possibly a little bit deeper sensation, you're going to goddess your left arm instead. So you'll create a 90-degree bend on the earth from your left shoulder to your left elbow to your left wrist. Find the gecko position through your right arm. Bend your right heel towards your booty, that hamstring curl, and start to roll open to face the right side of the room. Head is relaxed, but can you draw your chin off your chest? As you press to your left arm, push to your right fingertips. With your collarbones wide, take one more cycle of breath. Start to roll to center, slow motion, send your right leg long. Switching sides, right arm can go long to the right, or find the gecko position, or rather goddess arm position on your right side. As you gecko your left arm, bend your left heel in, and roll open for your second side. And head is relaxed to the earth, but think chin off chest, rooting through your right arm. One more breath in and out. Slowly roll to center, both legs extend behind you. Set up for your upward facing dog. As you inhale, find up dog, lengthen, lift, collarbones are open wide. Exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. As you find your downward facing dog, take a nice big breath in. Then open mouth, exhale, release. We'll inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring your knee to your nose, pull your thigh into your chest as you push through your arms. Three-legged dog, inhale, reach your right leg high. As you exhale, bend your knee and open your hip. Take a big breath in, and step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat for warrior two this time. The left heel is going to rotate directly to the earth. As you press your feet, rise all the way up, warrior two. To give our right hip a little bit of space, inhale to reverse your triangle just for a moment. Think about sending heaviness down through your tailbone to make space for your low back. And then side angle pose. Okay, options here. You can stay in side angle like before. You can find your half bind like before. If you want to go to your full bind, instead of taking your left fingertips towards your right hip crease, and take the back of your left hand towards your outer right thigh. So you're bypassing your hip crease. And your right arm would go underneath your right leg. Maybe your fingertips connect. Now sometimes to get this bind, we start to dip our heart in. So can we sink our hips down again, lengthen your chest forward, encourage your hips underneath you towards the left edge of your yoga mat, and roll your heart back towards the wall behind you. Tailbone lengthens towards your left heel. Maybe you're lifting your ribcage away from right thigh. And from here, we're going to slowly start to unwind. And then this time from a deep side angle, left hand reaching tall, right hand on the earth, we're going to take a little side stretch. Left hand reaches up and overhead to the top of your yoga mat into a wide-legged forward fold. Just crawling around all 10 toes to the long edge of your mat. Dive through center for a moment. From here, take a halfway lift as you breathe in. Bend your left knee for your side lunge or skandasana, maybe sinking a little bit lower this time and finding that big flex of your right toes towards the sky. We'll pivot to the back of our yoga mat just like we've been doing, low lunge. You frame your left foot and spin onto your right toes. Cow lunge, right knee's gonna hover. You can also drop your right knee all the way to the ground. You're just creating a big stretch to the front of your right hip. Take a nice big breath in. As you drive through your left foot on exhale, start to make your way into your gentle standing splits. Use an in-breath to reach your right toes to the sky, open your hip. As you exhale, bend your right heel towards your left glute. If you want to find a bind here, take your right hand nice and wide, tenting your right fingertips to the earth. Your left hand is going to reach up to maybe grab your right foot. So left hand to right foot. Squeezing through your right glute to lift your right knee. If you're wanting another balance challenge, look down at the ground in front of you. Maybe find a little micro bend through your left knee. If you want more, your right hand is going to try to grab your left ankle, so you have no hands on the earth. Big balance challenge. Wherever you're at, take one more breath in. And exhale, we're going to slowly step back to our high plank, like we've been doing. Right foot steps back, left foot steps back. As you inhale, shift forward, strong through your entire front line. Exhale to your belly. Once you arrive to the earth, untuck your toes. We're going to send our arms back beside us like airplane wings. Forehead to your yoga mat, take an inhale. As you exhale, begin to lift your chest and send your arms back in space. As you reach to your fingertips, palms facing down, squeeze your pinky fingers towards the midline. Option to engage and lift your legs as well, reaching energy back through your toes. Your locust pose, take 2 more cycles of breath. And one more big breath in, strengthening your posterior chain, the back of your body. And then as you breathe out, release and let it go. This time, as we bring our hands to frame our rib cage, we're going to press back into a child's pose. Engage your core, push the earth away, and send your hips to your heels, lengthening out your spine. Take a deep breath in. Maybe open mouth, exhale out. We're going to make our way through second side, and then we're going to bring ourselves to the earth for some deeper stretching. So when you are ready, please find your way to your downward facing dog. As you arrive in your down dog, strong through your arms. Inhale your left leg to the sky. With your exhale, draw your knee to your nose. Big push through your arms as you shift forward. 3-legged dog, left leg's gonna go up and back. Bend your knee and open your hip. Find your inhale. On exhale, bring your left foot forward to set up for your warrior 2. Right heel will pivot to the earth. As you sink through your hips, big push through your legs to rise up. We'll reverse our triangle with a breath in just to create some length and space to left side. And then side angle as you breathe out. So again, side angle is always a great option. Make sure you're creating length and space through your low back. Engagement through your front line so our front ribs aren't flaring or we aren't dumping into our low back. And then length through your sternum. Again, you can go to your half bind, or maybe this time you find your full bind, wrapping all the way around your left thigh. As you let up through your core, can you sink your hips and lift your heart? Over time, creating a little bit of space or an upward energy away from your left leg. Rolling your right shoulder open if possible, lengthening through front and back body. Feel your tailbone stretch towards your right heel. Left knee opening to the left. Take one more moment here. We're going to unravel into a deep side angle, so left fingertips to the earth on the inside of your left leg. Reach your right hand to the sky and then overhead for a side body opening. Circle sweep down into your wide-legged forward fold. In your wide-legged fold, take a big breath in. And open mouth, exhale, release. You'll find your side lunge, just like we've been doing, right knee bends. Option for Skandasana if you'd like to dip a little bit lower. And find that big flex of your left toes towards the ceiling. And move an inhale through your body. Exhale, low lunge to the front of your yoga mat, all 10 toes turn. Left knee can sink to a hover, or all the way to the ground. You're just creating a big stretch through your front left hip. Heart is proud to be, left glute is energized. And then begin to press through your right foot and find your way into your last standing splits. Big openness through your hip as you press the earth away through your right foot. Maybe bend your left heel towards your right seat. So the bind will be right hand to left foot, so opposite hand to opposite foot. If you're going for the balance challenge, I recommend a micro bend through your right knee, and instead of looking back towards the back of your yoga mat, look down at the earth in front of you. As you engage your core, maybe your left hand grabs your right ankle. It's a pretty wobbly one. Squeezing through your left glute, your belly strength. Take a breath here. Wherever you're at, we're going to slowly step back into our high plank one more time. As you find your high plank, gliding up through your entire front line, inhale forward and exhale to your belly. Untuck your toes. Send your arms back beside you like airplane wings, forehead to the earth. You can do airplane wings again for locusts, or if you want to find that chest expansion bind, shoulder rinse, you're going to interlace your hands behind you. Prepare with a big breath in. As you exhale, begin to lift your chest, maybe punching your knuckles back and up. Strong navel to spine connection. If you'd like to incorporate your legs, begin to squeeze your lower body and lift your legs. Whatever variation you're in, take 2 cycles of breath. Good, one more inhale. And exhale to lower down. Stack your hands to make a pillow for your forehead. Then bend your knees and take a couple windshield wipers from side to side. We're going to move through one round of our floor bow if you'd like to join. If you'd rather go back to any of the previous options, you can go there. Other alternatives would be like your cobras or your sphinx pose instead. Yeah. Otherwise, drawing your thighs towards the midline of the body, bend your heels towards your seat, reaching back to grab your feet for floor bow. You could also grab your ankles for rocking horse. And rocking horse, if you grab your ankles, you're going to flex your feet. Forehead to the earth, take a big breath in. As you exhale, lead with the strength of your legs, kick back and up to lift your chest. And as you continue to kick back and up, strong through your core, see the strength along your spine light up. Thighs floating up away from the ground. Take another breath or 2. As you're ready to release, slowly let go. Sending legs long for a second. Maybe wiggle your hips a little side to side. We'll meet in child's pose. Take your time to lengthen your hips to your heels. And then find a moment of breath here. From your child's pose, just rising through a seat, go ahead and grab a sip of water if you'd like. And then scooch forward to the top of your yoga mat. We'll use our core to lower down just in case your low back was trying to steal the show. And so in your seat at the top of your yoga mat, knees bent, flex your feet to create your heel anchors. Sit up tall, reach up tall. Soften your shoulders from your ears and begin to draw into your front body. Navel to spine strong, front ribs knit in. Take an inhale. As you exhale, use your core to anchor your heels to the earth and begin to slowly descend backwards. Continuing to relax your shoulders out of your ears, putting that energy and effort into your belly. You can slowly ease your hands forward as you descend, eventually lowering all the way to the earth. Meeting in a full body stretch or knees to chest. Just find a reset moment, maybe a happy baby if that feels good in your body. Deep inhale through your nose. And open mouth exhale, let it go. Knees bent, setting up for a moment of bridge. Place your feet to the earth, about hips distance apart. With your heels stacked beneath your knees, feel the four corners of your feet ground into the earth. Take a nice big breath in. Use your exhale to engage your core and lift your hips as you press the earth away. Continue to feel the energy through your feet. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades a little bit closer together behind you. Option to interlace your hands underneath you, finding that same bind that we are working with throughout practice. Reach the crown of your head to the baseboard behind you, so you're getting length through your neck. As you root through your feet, feel engagement through your back body, length through your front body, but spaciousness through your low back. One more big breath in. And then exhale to slowly lower it down. With your knees bent, walk your feet about as wide as your yoga mat and windshield wiper your knees from side to side, nice and slow. From here, drawing your knees to your chest, maybe your forehead to your knees for a moment. Take an inhale. As you exhale, head and shoulders drop back. Let your knees fall to the left into a gentle twist. As your knees get heavy to the left, right shoulder heavy to the right, take 2 cycles of breath. So slowly draw your knees to center with your next in-breath. Then just let your knees fall to the right, gentle to a second side as you exhale. And take a moment for your legs to get heavy to the right, left shoulder heavy to the left, and then those 2 generous breaths to the space between. After your second breath, you'll draw yourself back to center. One more time, maybe curl your forehead or your nose up towards your knees. As you tuck into a tight ball, take an inhale. And on your exhale, begin to send your arms and legs long to Shavasana. Releasing the entirety of your body into the support of the earth. And as you settle in, maybe close down your eyes. Once again, turning your focus, your attention inward. And just noticing how your physical body feels post-movement. Are you listening to any shifts and changes within your breath? And also making some space to observe any shifts or changes or insights at the layer of heart and the layer of mind. As you settle into stillness, into the space of mindful awareness, and you allow yourself to truly be here, as present as possible to your practice for these last few minutes of stillness. And starting to come back into your breath, your body. Feel your inhales begin to deepen, and your exhales start to lengthen out once again. And as your breath expands and your exhales extend, maybe your hands find their way back to your heart space. Pausing for this final moment in gratitude and appreciation for this practice. The clarity and insights that you receive when we move with mindfulness and intention and leave space for stillness. And in gratitude of our bodies, our physical vessel, our health, our well-being, and our breath that offers us each moment of each day. We'll take one more deep inhale through the nose, fill your lungs all the way up. And then open mouth exhale to release. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices always serve as teachers, leading us to live with greater authenticity and to love more deeply each and every day. Thank you so much for being here, and namaste.